I used to work for some older guy when I was your age. Running errands, things like that. I had to be the man of the house, help my mum out.
Bye, kids.
Bye.
I'm the man of my house.
Yo, it's Jim's line. We've got crack cocaine, heroin. We've got everything there, so you need to send a text as quick.
In 2015, I was at a pupil referral unit. One group in particular, about 13, 14 years old up to 17 years old, were being heavily exploited, trafficked and traumatised by County Lines criminal networks.
And what were you seeing in those young people? How did you know?
Missing persons episodes, truancy, unexplained, severe injuries, trauma, behavioural differences, I would say probably symptoms of PTSD. Then establishing, with one boy in particular, where he had been for 3 weeks and he had been in Aberdeen. And that was the light bulb moment for me where I thought there has to be some operational premeditation here that is quite bold and entrepreneurial to traffic a child from East London to Aberdeen in Scotland.
It's an incredibly stressful film to watch from the beginning. You capture that sort of underlining violence that touches these children's lives and their families' lives.
That's what a lot of vulnerable children are experiencing these days, is they live without safety, without the feeling of well-being and without protection. We seem to heap a lot of blame and responsibility on a 14-year-old child and say, you need to look after yourself under those circumstances, which I think is preposterous.
But so much of the narrative is that these young people know what they're doing, that they're getting into this to make money, they're making choices.
There's the push and pull factor. So the home life of that child might not be safe, they might not want to be at home. And then the pull factor are characters like Simon in the film, the perpetrator, who is saying, look, and I'm the answer to all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get these ones?
Yeah, get what you want.
I think we have had a watershed moment probably in relation to child sexual abuse. And there's a recognition within the general public that that shouldn't happen, that's not okay, and the child is not responsible. We haven't had that same watershed moment with children who are criminally exploited.
The difficulty is, you might say, they cross the line between being victims and perpetrators. We see horrific violence perpetrated by other young people in the film.
The pendulum can swing with a child within this from victim to perpetrator. And the interventions at the moment as a multi-agency approach are coming in probably too late.
And there's a horrific moment in the film where the main character assaults his mum. Do you think that would surprise a lot of people? And it would make people judge him, wouldn't it?
It's not something that people want to talk about necessarily, is domestic violence with child-on-parent violence. But within county lines, when a child has been trafficked multiple times, and we're talking well into double digits here, and where they have witnessed and absorbed a huge amount of distress, pressure and trauma, then that often can spill out into their home life. And that's where parents become victims as well.
How do you make authorities give a monkeys about these children or their families who are living horrific lives?
You need to humanise the issue. One boy sort of had never set foot in the Sainsbury's before, and I had to buy him lunch every day. Got him a meal deal, chicken bacon sandwich, some apple slices and an orange juice. And we sat in the park and he didn't know how to open the sandwich. And I opened it for him and he took a bite. And it was like all his Christmases came at once. The general public need to watch it and understand that this is under their noses every single day of every single year and has been for a while.
And in very simple terms, your message from the film, what do you hope people will take away from it?
When you walk out the cinema, or not the cinema, but your home, you might see that kid with his hood up on the corner of wherever you are, maybe after watching the film, the first thing that goes through your mind might not be drug dealer. It might be child. And that's what I hope.
Henry Blake, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you, Jackie.